Yeah, it's your boy Otis back with another video. What is going on, Nerdy Squad? So I see a lot of people on Twitter, on YouTube, making videos talking about how the DCU is already dead, and honestly, it hasn't even gotten off the ground yet. I think a lot of y'all may have had brain farts. I think a lot of y'all may have had some amnesia from what James Gunn announced at the beginning of this year or sometime this year when he announced the lineup for the DCU. So let me let y'all in on this. Obviously, Blue Beetle has dropped. It's in theaters. People have been posting and, like I said, making videos talking about how the DCU is dead because the Blue Beetle movie did terrible, and we all know that this character Blue Beetle is going to be in the DCU. But this movie right here is not the start of the DCU. Again, some of y'all may be brain dead because we already know that Superman Legacy is the first movie in the new DCU. The first, I don't know if it's like it's truly the beginning, as James Gunn said in his own words.
Next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy.
So I don't know where everybody getting this whole Blue Beetle is doing bad. It's marking the end of the DCU, and the DCU hasn't officially got off the ground yet. The character is canon to the DCU, but not the movie. So, could somebody please explain to me where everybody is getting all these where all this information is coming from? The DCU is dead and it hasn't officially started yet. As far as I know, it's not starting for like another couple years. So please explain to me out there, people, where are y'all getting all this information from? Yes, the movie is not doing well, but let's look at it this way. Somebody else said that the movie was originally supposed to be on HBO Max, and that it being put in theaters instead of being on HBO Max, or should I just say Max, is making some money, which is better than making no money at all. Because if it would have got put on HBO Max, they would have made a damn cent. But like I said, y'all over here trying to sing the end of the DCU way too fast when it hasn't even begun yet, because Blue Beetle isn't the start of the DCU. It's a character in the DCU. The movie isn't canon to the DCU. Superman Legacy, I believe, is the official first start of the DCU. James Gunn said it himself. Y'all can go back and watch this whole entire announcement. And honestly, I'm ready for a new beginning, a new chapter. We got one more movie coming out, and that's Aquaman 2. And like I said, as much as I would like to see the DCEU continue, I think it really is time to put it to bed. I think a lot of hardcore fans are just having a hard time dealing with the fact that the DCEU is slowly dying a painful death. I'm surprised they ain't decided to just pull Aquaman from the theatrical release and just throw it on Max, because there's really nothing that they have to gain out of putting this in theaters. Man, I mean, make some money off of it, yeah. But at the same time, it's like we all know it's going to be a dumpster fire. There's been a lot of negative talk around it. I think Jason Momoa has had some issues with the movie. Probably some things being pulled out. And like I said, the official start of the DCU is 2025, Superman Legacy, not 2023 with the Blue Beetle movie. No, it's not been doing great, but at the same time, it is a blip on the DCU, or should I say DCEU, whatever you want to call it, radar. And besides, look at it like this. If James Gunn and Peter Safran and David Zaslav were really honest about making this Blue Beetle movie the big movie, the first movie in the DCU, don't you think they would have put a lot of marketing money behind it? All that money went into The Flash. They would have put some money, a big chunk of money, into this DCU character if this was truly the beginning. Not just kind of let it linger. They would have had it poster boards. They would have had clips. They would have had backpack toys. You would have seen it on side of buses. Everything. There's no way in the world you could have been able to walk down the street without seeing anything that had to do with Blue Beetle. Same thing like you saw with The Flash. It was everywhere. So, again, slow y'all roll talking about the death of something that hasn't even been begun yet. Again, the man, James Gunn, said it himself. So y'all post your comments down below. You let me know what you all think about this developing story about the so-called death of the DCU. And I'll see you on my next video. Peace. I'm out.
Next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy.